Hey everyone, Cardlin here to let you know that we made it to 5,000 subscribers. I'm not doing any advertisement of any sort, so this means that this astronomical growth is because you, my lovely cardigans, are spreading the word. Shares, retweets, telling your friends, telling your enemies, whatever it is, it's working, so keep it up. I'm going to try something a little special. I'm going to answer 100 of your questions. It didn't start out that way, but when I saw I had about 87 questions queued up, I figured I might as well stretch it out to 100 and make a thing out of it. I've got some important announcements at the end of this one, so stay tuned or click a button on your screen to skip ahead. And just because these ones get asked all the time, let me start off by answering, no, my real name isn't Cardlin. Yes, I do have a girlfriend. Yes, she knows about these videos, and they're actually how we met. I'm 32 years old, and yes, I am Filipino. Also, I started doing these audios and videos because I found them on Reddit, where there are tons more audio creators like me, and much better ones at that. On Pillow Talk Audio and Gone Wild Audio, and decided to try and give back to the community. Alright, now I've got 100 to go through, so let's dive right into it. Here we go. Question number 1 from Joy. Hey there, Cardlin. Any advice for someone with social anxiety? I do want to get to know more people and have them get to know me for who I am. Still, I tend to put up walls and often say something stupid when I build up the courage to talk to someone. What I like to do is set myself a quota. Like once a week, I need to do something social. Then I promise myself to only stay as long as I can and to leave when things get awkward. So if your friend has a shindig, go and hang out. But don't be afraid to excuse yourself when you feel the need to, no matter how long it's been. You'll find that the more you do this, the more often you go out, and the longer you'll stay out. Question number 2 from Astrid. Hi, big fan from Sweden here. Have you ever visited Sweden? And also, can you please try to say... okay, here it goes. Hey, gumman. Hur mår du? I hope I said that right. Hey gumman, hur mår du? It means like, hey sweetie, how are you? It would make my day. I've never visited Sweden, by the way, but I might make a trip out there for work sometime, actually. So it could be fun. Just a second here. Alright. Question number 3 from Marcella. First of all, you have a fan in Argentina. Ooh! Would you like to visit my country? What is your inspiration to write scripts? First off, hi Marcella, and everyone out in Argentina. I never thought to visit there, but I wouldn't mind it. As for my inspiration, I think about helping people out there who can find company or solace in my audios, and that's what really keeps me going. Question number 4 from Ashnika. Can you solve a Rubik's Cube? If so, in how much time? I never have. I doubt I ever will. I bet I could, though, if I put my mind to it. Question number 5, also from Ashnika. Do you like pizza? What are your favorite pizza toppings? I do like pizza. And I like white sauce, chicken, artichoke hearts, spinach, sun-dried tomatoes, that kind of stuff. That having been said, I'll never back down from a pizza. Who would? Question number 6, Ashnika again asks, do you like it sunny, snowy, or rainy? I prefer light rain because it keeps the world quiet, and the drumming of raindrops on the roof is very peaceful to me. Question number 7, Asia asks, who do you prefer, blonde or brunette? I don't have any preferences really, though my girlfriend has black hair, and seeing black hair finally reminds me of her, so there's that. Question number 8 from Joy, can you do accents? A little bit. I'm not very good at them though. They range from really bad, oh god, okay, like Australian, oh man, or Irish, oh god, that was bad, to decent like English, to naturally good like Filipino, mabuhay. But yeah, I can do accents, just not very well, and they're very embarrassing. Yeah. Question number 9, Camilla asks, what countries have you visited so far? The Philippines, Mexico, and Canada. Not very exciting, I know, but I plan on fixing that. Question number 10. Megan asks, how important is beauty? That's such an open-ended question. I'm not really sure what you mean. The most base level assumption is you're asking me if it's important to me that the person I'm attracted to is physically beautiful, and the answer is no, it's not. Question number 11 from Katie. She asks, who is your favorite superhero? The Hulk, easily. He's so big and strong. Rawr. I've always liked heroes whose powers are directly related to their passions, and in Bruce's case, it's tied to his rage, and I love that. Question number 12 from Pumpkin Pie. Hi, Cardlin. Just wanted to say you are a great artist, and I love listening to you. Thank you so much. Your videos brighten up my day. Oh, thank you. Can you please give me some advice on how to talk to a crush? Keep up the good work. All right. It's hard to give advice without knowing more about your situation, but if I'm going to give generic catch-all advice, it's just do it. Talk to them. Life's too short to leave questions unanswered and quests incomplete. Question number 13 from Lucas. Hi, at some point I'd love to get a custom audio, but I'm not exactly sure that I'd be able to put into Patreon monthly. Do you take commissions for those? I started getting questions like these and I was torn. After much thinking, I finally figured out a price point that works out for me and makes it worth my while. And making these audios takes a considerable amount of time. I'll talk about this more during the announcements, but it's basically $15 for a quick 2 to 3 minute audio, really something really short and sweet, and $50 for a full 10-minute plus scripted audio. And I'll go into that more later, but yeah, those are the prices that I decided are fair-ish. Question number 14 from HS. Your audios have been about breaking up lately. I'm just wondering if you're okay. Hope you're doing fine. Thank you, HS. That's the sweetest thing. I'm doing fine. My relationship with my girlfriend is doing just great, and we're going stronger than ever. Thanks for asking. Question number 15. A fan from Malaysia, lol. Asks, Sup, Cardlin? Have you ever been to Malaysia before? I have not. I wouldn't mind visiting sometime, though. Question number 16. This one's fun. From Tatiana. She says, or asks, in this huge technological online virtual world in which we now live in, which is both crazy and wonderful, what are the traits you find in your girlfriend that make you believe with great certainty that she's the love of your life? What a well-worded, thoughtful, and interesting question. Thank you, Tatiana. As for her traits that let me know, there are, of course, the pragmatic ones. She's caring, thoughtful, loyal, steadfast, loving, surprising, and just always striving to keep things fresh, fun, and evolving. Beyond that, though, there's the deeper, more emotional and spiritual connection. When we first met, there was something in her that just told me she and I would have a long and storied future together. I know in the first few days of getting to know her that she would be around for the long haul, and that my life would be infinitely more valuable because of it. I can't quite explain it, I just know that she and I work together. Question number 17 from Anonymous. Anonymous asks, DC or Marvel? Honestly, it's gotta be Marvel all the way. Still, much respect for Soups and Bats, though. Question number 18. Hermione herself asks, I'm going to Philippines next week, so can you suggest a beautiful place in the Philippines so I can go there? My favorite places in the Philippines were always tied directly to the people who lived in them, but if you're looking for beauty, I say check out Boracay, Tagaytay, or Baguio. Those are all really nice places. Question number 19. Asia asks, what do you do to connect with your audience who are all different ages and from different places? I try to keep this nice balance of reaching or helping as many people as I can without compromising my personal artistic values and standards too much. Someone at Pixar said something along the lines of just do what you like and not to think about what the audience will like. And though you might not get everybody, the truth in your work will draw people to you all the same. So yeah, to answer your question, I guess I just try and do me and help you. Question number 20 from Aaron. What do you do when you are bored? Game, usually. I'm gaming all the time, as often as I can. Question 21. Maria Isabel asks, if you'll ever get really famous and known around the world, would you still record ASMR/boyfriend type audios? Maybe. Probably not as frequently, but this has become a real engaging hobby of mine, so I can't see myself leaving it forever. That having been said, there are only so many scripts and only so many scenarios I can do before I start repeating myself, you know? Question 22, Michaela asks, so I was wondering the following. 1, she's got 3 questions, okay. 1, are you a Republican or a Democrat? Democrat, leaning towards liberal tendencies. 2, your opinion on Trump leading the Democratic polls. Trump is a monster and an amusing distraction, but will never actually be the president of the United States. Still, there's something to be said about the state of our nation that such a fearmonger can garner so much attention. Question number 3, also from Michaela. It's 2060, you are the president. While sitting in the White House, you are informed of a pending Titan incursion at the Canada-United States border. What is your step-by-step strategy? Strap on my 3-dimensional maneuver gear and lead the charge. Also, I'd check the walls. Question 23 from Anonymous. They ask, from what I gather, you've seen Star Wars. Who do you think Rey's parents or family are? I'm torn on this one. I think the most obvious answer is that she's Luke's daughter, but that almost seems too obvious to be true. There are theories that she's Obi-Wan's, but I don't think the dates add up. I originally thought she was Leia's daughter, but that's harder to explain. I just hope that she is a Skywalker in some way, as the whole series so far has been about the legacy of the bloodline. Question 24, also from Anonymous. Have you read any good books lately? What are your favorite genres? I just read Seconds by Bruce O'Malley, the author of Scott Pilgrim, and that was a really quick, really touching experience. I normally read graphic novels and fantasy novels like the Kingkiller Chronicles or Game of Thrones. Let me double check the book, make sure I got his name right. I'm so sorry, it's Brian Lee O'Malley who wrote Seconds and Scott Pilgrim. Oh, what a fake fan I am. Let's see, question 25. The Mothership asks, do you believe aliens exist? Sure. Look up the Fermi paradox, though. Question 26. Liza asks, what are your favorite bands? Like rock bands? I like Weezer, Bare Naked Ladies, The Hush Sound, The Velveteen. If you just be a musical group, well, that's a much longer answer. Question 27 from Esme. How long generally does it take you to record your audios? I love them, by the way. Keep up the good work. The actual recording only takes about 2 to 3 times as long as the actual audio itself ends up being. This traffic is horrible. Because of having to do takes over, like doing takes over and over again. Writing a script takes forever though, usually multiple hours, and the editing, adding of sound effects, making the video, uploading it everywhere, that's a few more hours. Question 28 from Anonymous. If you got to pick the last thing you could eat before you passed away, regardless of the price, what would you eat and why? Probably a plate of a mom's home cooking, like some adobo and rice. That'd be the best. Question 29 from Anonymous. Do you have a favorite children's show you used to watch when you were growing up? Yeah, I was a big fan of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Voltron, Rugrats, and Doug. Question number 30 from Rebecca. She asks, hey Cardlin, I really love your work, just like the rest of your 5,000 subscribers. Thank you so much. But how do you stay positive when faced with negative feedback? And do you have any advice for the rest of us on coping with negativity? Yeah, getting negative feedback is never fun, but I just remind myself of all of the positive feedback I get in comparison. Besides, if you're not stirring things up enough to make people mad, you're probably not doing something right? When it comes to dealing with negativity in general, just remember who you are, what you're worth, what you like about yourself, and try and take it with a grain of salt. Question 31 from Anonymous. Have you ever had a lucid dream? Yeah, more often than not though. It just makes them boring. Like I'll be being chased by a monster. I'll realize I'm in a dream, then I'll just sit and wait to wake up. Question 32. Imogen asks, what would you say is the best thing a follower has ever done for you? The compliments are great. The kind words always inspire me. The support I receive from my patrons is phenomenal. Truly humbling. I love receiving drawings and fan art. It really makes my day, but the greatest thing y'all can do for me is just help me get the word out. I always get this surge when I hear that people found me from their friends' suggestions. Knowing that we're reaching more people, helping more folk, that puts a smile on my face. Question 33. Sam asks, are you an animal lover? I love animals. I never really grew up with pets though. Question 34. Savannah asks, hi, I just wanted to ask, what's your favorite season and why? I'd say winter, mostly because the holidays associated with it. Getting everyone in town getting to spend time with family to me is the best thing in the world. Question 35 from Kel or Beloved. They ask, how does it feel being able to communicate with so many people that absolutely adore you? Thank you. It's truly humbling. I do my best to remain humble, stay grounded, and remain grateful to all the outpourings of love and support. It also makes me feel responsible to do a better job. Question 36 from Christina. Do you like to do more erotica or more sensual boyfriend/girlfriend audio? I'd like to do them both for different reasons. I don't really have a preference. It's more about the specifics of the scripts and how much I get to stretch my acting abilities. That's what gets me really hyped. Question 37 from Spirit. Hi there, little awkward question for you. Are we getting soon new erotic audios, pretty please? Definitely. I try not to do them too often. I don't want them to be my whole library, but it's nice to do them every now and then. Question 38, Anonymous asks, do you prefer to write in blue or black ink? Black. Question 39, Melissa asks, don't know if you've been asked this before. Have you ever considered going beyond what you do now, like voice acting for games and stuff like that? Definitely. That's the goal. This is all practice in a way, though it's quickly becoming a goal all of its own. Still, voice acting is my true dream. It's just a matter of trying to get this to transition into that. Question 40. B asks, how does it feel being halfway to 10k subscribers? Please keep doing what you do, and thank you so much for everything. Thank you, B. It feels surreal. Like I can't really believe it's happening. I never thought I'd get to 100, let alone 1,000, and now here we are. I feel this weird sense of purpose now, though, like it's my duty to try and help as many people as possible. Question 41. Kathleen asks, why is it do you think people settle for this alternate reality rather than go out and look for a flesh and blood person? I introduced a friend of mine to the subreddits where I found it. We got talking and they chalked it up to people being lazy or cowardly, preferring to stay in a little bubble of their own rather than face the real world. I got defensive but couldn't help but see their point. Since you're at the center as a representative, in a particularly concentrated pocket of such communities, thank you, I thought you might shed some light on the matter. Thanks and congratulations. Well, thank you. It's a really flattering way to word that. It's another well thought out and truly perplexing question. Thanks for this one. I do think your friend has some points, and for some people they really are here due to laziness or cowardice. Having grown up in a world before the internet and seen it grow from its initial stage, though, I have to say that more and more so, with each passing year, people are making a conscious decision to live their lives online. The internet is quickly becoming a place for normal people to exist, not just as weirdos and odd eggs. There are whole societies and communities that exist online, and the line between online and offline is getting blurrier by the day. In the same sense, things like loneliness, laziness, cowardice, these are traits people have both online and offline, and these people deserve love just as much as anyone else. Question 42. Anonymous asks, is it just my imagination, or did you mention something about reading Pride and Prejudice? What happened? It's a project I still have in mind to do. Sit tight. I've been busy, but I do plan on doing it still. Question 43. Anonymous asks, list a guilty pleasure and an irrational pet peeve. Sure. Guilty pleasure. Really trashy, Americanized Mexican food, like Taco Bell. An irrational pet peeve? I don't really like the sound of vocal fry. It annoys me. Vocal fry is like when you talk like this and you let your voice just fry on your throat. I can't stand it. Question 44. Anonymous asks, mention 3 things you can live without. Can live without. Okay, I can live without negativity, without rolling 1s on my stat rolls, and without another season of The Walking Dead. Zombies are over, people. Get over it. Question 45. Sophia asks, hi, would you rather get stuck in a room full of butterflies or caterpillars? Also, do onions make you cry, or is it the other way around? Oh, Jesus, those both sound horrible. Caterpillars, I guess? At least then I could keep them off of me? I don't know. Did you just ask me if I make onions cry? Question 46. Anonymous asks, do you believe one person can master more than one craft? Master? Truly master? Probably not. I feel like to truly master something, you have to devote yourself to it wholeheartedly. That having been said, I don't think I ever want to become a master of anything. Question 47. If you could be any Disney character, who would you be? In real life? Wreck-It Ralph seems pretty cool and strong. Flynn Rider seems pretty witty, lucky, and he gets one of my favorite Disney girls. But the lack of proper plumbing might be difficult. I know, maybe Hiro's older brother Tadashi, only before the whole fire thing. Question 48. Salis? Salis? Salis. 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 Salis asks, what's one place you would want to visit before you die? Some kind of like bear preserve or something. Do those exist? I want to hug a bear is what I'm saying. Question 49. Lexi asks, what would you do if Donald Trump actually won the election? I'd dig my heels in and try to enjoy the next 4 years. Question 50. Halfway there. Anonymous asks, where did you go for college and what did you major in? I didn't go to college actually. If I ever went back though, I'd probably take up audio engineering to further my voice work, or I'd learn coding in Unity so I can make games and stuff. Question 51. Alyssa asks, ever heard of a game called Catherine? One of the characters I think you would be amazing as, just saying. I played it, beat it, loved it. Are you talking about the main guy? Vincent, I think his name is? Because you're not the first person to say that. Question 52. Kat asks, describe your fashion style. Lazy? Casual? More often than not, I'm dressed in business casual because of work. We don't have a dress code, but I try to at least wear things with a collar. Question 53. Sarah McGrath asks, first, she said a bunch of nice things, and then... Right. Okay, the real question. If you could go anywhere in the world for a holiday for a week, name 3 places and why. Second, coffee or tea. Okay, I'd say Tokyo for the geeky culture, Hawaii for the laid-back island life, and Taiwan for the hip culture and night markets. As for the second question, normally I'd say neither, but I'm trying to learn to appreciate tea more. My tongue is too spoiled and dumb to truly appreciate the flavors just yet, though. 54. Olivia asks, do you like the British accent? I do. 55. Anonymous asks, what's a movie you've watched and could watch again? Most movies that I like, I'm down to watch again. As for movies I've watched a lot, I've watched The Life Aquatic many times. Question 56. Bad Hair Day or Audrey asks, do you ever end up just laughing your ass off when you're trying to be sexual on an audio? Not really, no. There are times where I worry I'm not doing a good job, and I usually take a break, watch something sexy, and just get back to it. Question 57. Victoria asks, if you could spend a whole day with someone, past or alive, who would it be and why, and what would you ask them? I'd chill with my grandpa. He's passed, but just find out about his whole life story and all that stuff. Like just, enjoy his company and get to know the guy. When he died, I was 10, so I didn't really get to know him as well as I like. Sophie asks, hey, baby. Baby, do you have any voice warm-ups that you do before a take? Do you have any tricks for mellowing out your voice? It's just that you have such a nice soft tone. Oh, thank you. Not really. I try and drink a bit to keep my mouth from being dry, and I clear my throat since I've got this cough I'm still trying to get over, but other than that, not really, no. Question 59. Nevedita Venkatasan asks, hey Cardlin, have you listened to the song Pillow Talk by Zayn Malik? What do you think about it? I don't think I have. Whenever I try and Google him, it says I'm too old to know anything about him. Question 60. Nubriema asks, "Hey, Cardlin. I hope you're having a great day." Thank you, you too. Just out of fun and curiosity, I was wondering whether you know what your Myers-Briggs personality type is. And if so, would you please tell us? I used to be an ESFJ, the consul, but I took it again just now before this, and I got ENFJ, the protagonist. I'll chalk this up to returning to work as a team manager and running this YouTube channel. It's made me a lot more proactive and responsible. Ooh. 61. Shaw asks, "Can you say 'I love you' in your sweetest voice?" Sure. I love you. Question 62. Anonymous asks, "Hey, Cardlin. This might be the most random question ever. Are you a sneakerhead? Is that someone who likes and collects sneakers? If it is, and if it isn't, no. I'd like to be, though. It sounds expensive." Question 63. Anonymous asks, "I've been role-playing or RPing for about 4 to 5 years, and recently I've stopped because no one is reading my work, and no one wants to write anything with me. It seems like nobody cares, so I put effort into work that no one cares about. What should I do?" If you can't find partners, you can't force people into it, you know? Try a different site, find a different group, or just try a different thing. I walked away from roleplay and never looked back. Maybe try writing for yourself too. You know, doing some personal writing or blogging or something. Question 64. Anonymous asks, "How can you stand people asking you for advice or asking very personal questions constantly? Do you feel uncomfortable replying but do it anyway?" Yeah, that's kinda accurate. I don't really feel confident enough to answer, especially since these scenarios that are given to me are usually incomplete or one-sided. Still, I know what it's like to not have anyone else to turn to and how much I would have appreciated knowing someone out there was listening, so I try and do my best. It becomes pretty taxing sometimes though. Question 65. Sanitas Tiamat asks, "Cardlin, do you like short, curvy girls?" Sure. Question 66. Anonymous asks, "Okay, seriously, why a bear? Is there a reason your little mascot is bear?" Yeah, I love bears. They're strong, they're lazy, they're big, they're cute, they're awesome. Question 67. Kathy asks, "Are you a Star Wars fan? If yes, who's your favorite character?" I am, and I love Chewbacca. I would try to do the sound right now, but I think I do a horrible job at it, so I'm going to move on. Question 68. Kathy asks, 5 things that you and your beautiful girlfriend have in common." Oh, okay, sure. We both like staying in, we both like cuddling, we're both funny, we both have mastered the art of being lazy, and we both agree that Star Trek sucks. Just kidding, she loves it. I'm just saying that to make her mad. Hi, baby. Actually, it's the ways that we're different that really draw me to her. She's the counterbalance I need. Question 69. Dolores Mayo asks, "My dying question, do you like Spice Girls, and be honest?" I did back in the day. I had a thing for Sporty Spice, I think. Question number 70. Sylvina asks, "Hey, Cardlin, are you going to do something special for your 10,000 subs Q&A?" Sure. What do you think that should be? I'm open to ideas. Let me know in the comments. Question 71. China asks, "What's your opinion on DDLG? Have you thought about doing any more DDLG scripts?" I think it's a lot of fun to play with and roleplay. I don't know about living with it full time. As for scripts, sure, it's just a matter of finding or writing some good ones, you know? Question 72. Anonymous asks, "Are there any audios that you'd love to do but don't have a script for, or any audios you've always wanted to do but just never had a chance to try?" There's so many ideas. You know what? I should put together like a bounty board wherein I post up script ideas I want to do but don't have time to write. People who write scripts that I like and end up doing will maybe get a little reward or something. I don't know. What do you guys think? Actually, since writing that, I've come up with a new idea, and I'll talk about it more in the announcements, but we'll move on for now. Question 73. Anonymous asks, "Do you have any siblings?" Nope. Question 74. Anonymous asks, "So I heard you watch Steven Universe. Who's your favorite character on the show?" I love Pearl. Question 75. Almost there. Kami again asks, "Hey, would you ever do actual acting on camera if you were given the opportunity?" Yeah, sure. Question 76, Lorraine asks, how would you deal with a bitchy professor who is in her mid-40s and has never been married? It's kind of mean, Lorraine. Probably with a level head, remembering that she's a person too with her own problems, and that I'm there for an education, not to deal with other people's drama. Question 77, Mary asks, hey Cardlin, can I send you a script idea? And what kind of program do you use to write them? Yeah, you can definitely send me a script idea. You can email it to me at cardlinish@gmail.com, or there's a link in the description below for a place where you can submit it online. As for what kind of program that I use to write them, I just use Google Docs, really. I just type out stuff in like a Google document page. Let's see. Where are we? Question 78. Anonymous asks, as a guy, do you still subscribe to the notion that girls are hard to figure out? And if not, could you give out some tips to the guys that still do? Thanks. I don't think people in general are hard to figure out. You don't need to know someone for too long before you can kind of get a grasp of what kind of person they are. For anyone who has trouble figuring people out, I'd say try putting yourself in their shoes and trying to figure out what makes them think the way they think. Question 79. Anonymous asks, how do you identify a quote-unquote wasted life? One spent without any happiness, no risks taken, no chances chased, and no dreams reached for. Question number 80, we're almost there. Ivana asks, hi Cardlin, what are some pros and cons in your opinion when dating someone who is 10 years younger than you? Pros are that they are vibrant, usually more aware of new things, and usually more innocent or naive. Cons are they are more vibrant, usually unaware of older things, and usually more innocent or naive. Question 81, Nikki asks, can you speak a different language? If so, how many? And could you maybe speak a little bit of it, please? Sure, the only other one I could speak is Tagalog, and I have a whole audio dedicated to talking about it. Mabuhay, kumusta ka na? How about that? Just a little bit of Tagalog for you. Question number 82, Anonymous asks, in your male for male audio, which is there are no girl problems, just problems, you said that people can't experience emotions that are reserved for adults when they are relatively young. Can you elaborate? I'm interested in understanding what you meant by that. It's a generalization, of course, but it's basically saying that experience trumps intelligence. Generally speaking, the younger you are, the less experience you have, the less things you've been through, the less traumas you've survived. There's a sense of calm and ennui that comes with age when you realize that things just don't matter as much as you think they do, and that that's okay, and it really kind of just levels things out. Yeah. Question number 83. Anonymous asks, so, relative to people close to me, I've had a difficult childhood and adolescence, but I managed to power through and make something good for myself. Now the aforementioned people tell me that I regard them with a certain disdain. Though I've never vocalized, nor am I proud, I do feel bitter when they come asking for favors and expect their up until now easy lives to remain so through me. So my question is, since you are the sage among us, I was wondering if you are familiar with the correct attitude to adopt in a similar scenario. I don't know about being the sage, but I'd say humility. Appreciate what you've survived and what you've learned, and be thankful that these people in your life didn't have to endure the same. And take what wisdom you've learned and try and share it with them when you can. Don't worry too much about people and how they're living their lives or how easy they may have it. Worry more about what you can do to help the people that you care for. Question 84. Anonymous asks, why are you so sweet sometimes? I don't know if I am sweet that often actually, but I guess the golden rule, the times I am sweet. The golden rule is a great rule, it's a good one to live by. They say there's one above it. So the golden rule is do good unto others as thou would want done unto you, right? So there's apparently another one called the platinum rule or something. It's basically just do good unto others. That's it. No need for a return, no need for a reward, no need for a reason, just do good. Why not? Just do good. Question 85. Anonymous asks, hi Cardlin, do you have any scars or injuries with interesting backstories we can hear? Not really, no. I've always been a bit of a careful homebody. Question 86. Olivia E asks, do you ever get turned on by your own writings when you're recording them? Sorry if this makes you uncomfortable, I was just curious, since you get so into character when you were doing your more erotic readings. Yeah, sometimes I do, sure. Question 87, Rachel asks, what is your favorite time of day and why? I think the morning, when the world's still quiet, and I get to spend some time with my girl before I head off to work. Question 88, Julie asks, how are you doing? Good, a bit tired, this is a lot of recording to do. Ooh, alright, question 89, Zaffy9397 asks, what are 5 things you can live without? 5 things I cannot live without. Let's see. My family, my girl, the internet, my games, and my friends. Question number 90, Lils asks, who was your biggest inspiration or idol as a kid? As a kid, I always wanted to be like this kid in my school, Alexis. He was so cool and had a girlfriend, was so popular. Looking back on it now though, Alexis was an annoying little shit. So fuck you, Alexis, wherever you are. No, just kidding, I hope you're doing great, I hope life is doing well, and that you are not so much of a little shit anymore. Question number 91, Scorpion Comet asks, how do you fit making audios a full-time job and other social media in your everyday life? You're awesome for making it work. High five. Woo, high five. Well, thank you very much. But to answer your question, just barely. To be honest, with my work intensifying, it's all really becoming pretty difficult to manage, and it's actually getting stressful to keep up with. But I think I have a way to fix it, which I'll address later on in the announcements. Question number 92, Karen Sophie asks, do you like musicals, and if so, what's your favorite? I do love musicals. My favorite is probably a little one called I Love You, You're Perfect, Now Change. I used to work the box office and we did a run of that show, and I'd come up most nights after my shift to catch the second act. Question number 93 from Me Loves You. They ask, have the style of voice acting or just voice acting in general always been something you've wanted to do? You know, voice acting is kind of like game testing to me, in that I've always been fascinated with voice work and figuring out who the voice actors were, but didn't really think that it was something I could do. I toyed with the idea for a while, but it wasn't until I saw the documentary I Know That Voice, which I think you can still catch on Netflix, that I started seriously considering it. Question 94, Bray asks, would you ever date a woman of faith and or be supportive of her faith or religious beliefs? Sure, if everything else worked out and matched. It would probably be a constant point of contention though, especially if it came to raising children together. Question number 95. Anonymous asks, what is your worst habit? I'm a big procrastinator, as I'm sure some of you've already figured out. I have big dreams and aspirations, but not always the motivation or the time to follow through. Question number 96, Pumpkin Pie asks, does your family know you do these audios? And if they do, what do they think of it? Some of my family knows, and I told my mom because she and I are close, but none of them know the full extent of what I do. They just know I do weird YouTube videos wherein I pretend I'm the listener's boyfriend, which is more or less accurate, right? Question number 97, the Purple Unicorn asks, my question is, how did you get the drawings that you have in your videos? Most of them are commissions I ordered via places like Fiverr and Tumblr, but my most recent 2 have been submissions by listeners, and I'm super stoked to start using them more often. Question number 98 from Anonymous, how was your first sexual experience like, and was it terrifying to you? No, it was actually pretty great. I was deeply in love at the time, and we were alone and we were happy. I was a little nervous since she insisted we continue even though we didn't have a condom, but it all worked out. Question number 99. Esho or Isho asks, what makes you want to do ASMRs, boyfriend roleplays, and etc.? I get these really heartwarming messages from listeners sometimes that give me this feeling of fulfillment, quite unlike anything I've ever done before. People tell me I make them happy, I help them sleep, I've kept them from doing horrible things to themselves, I've played a role in their newfound happiness. I mean, I'm not naive, I'm a 30-year-old man. I know that a portion of these messages are probably from people looking for attention maybe, but knowing that there's real ones that get through, that there truly are people whose lives I can make better, even in a little way, gives me this sense of purpose and warmth that keeps me going. Alright, question number 100. I saved this one for last because of how fun it is. This one is asked by Cardlin, apparently. Hello, future me. I'm the year 2006. I'm from the year 2006. Oh man, I hope past me isn't as stumbly and mumbly as current me. Hello, future me. I am from the year 2006, and I don't have a lot of time before my cardboard-based, solar-powered time machine malfunctions and you cease to exist. I was wondering if you have tips that you'd consider indispensable for me to know. Be as concise and to the point as you can, please. I do not have much time. Okay, let me be quick. Love yourself. Start today. Be easier on yourself. Spend more time with your friend, you know the one, because he won't always be there. Dump that girl, she's hella mean. Alright. I can't believe we made it, can you? 100 questions was fun to do, but for the sake of my aching schedule, let's maybe not make too much of a habit of it, yeah? Speaking of my aching schedule, I've got a very important set of announcements for you all this time around, so let's get to it. Announcement number 1. So it's been a few months of me working my job, and I've tried really hard to maintain my full-time work schedule and my YouTube schedule and my personal life. And while I was learning the gig, it was doable, but as the work heats up and I find myself staying later and later at the office, I find I just don't have the time to keep up. Because of this, starting immediately, I'm going to have to switch down from 3 audios a week to 2. You can find new videos here on CardlinAudio every Monday and Friday. The quality will be the same, I promise, but the quantity is going down by just a little bit. I know this is a major bummer to some of you, and it is to me as well, but I've been feeling the squeeze and noticing the impact on my life in a major way, so it has to be done. Announcement 2, on the same note, Q&A videos will now be done every 1,000 subscribers. Between my accelerating growth rate and my tightening schedule, this just makes sense. For instance, I'm just barely getting around to recording my 5,000 subscriber video, and I'm almost at 5,400 subscribers. Thank you for that, by the way. Announcement number 3. I've changed my Patreon tiers around a little bit. Now, $20 a month will get you a short custom audio of your design. You and I can work together to make a 3-minute-ish script, and it's all yours on top of all the other rewards and all the other tiers. Another change is that for $30 a month, you get all the other tiered rewards, and once every 2 months, I will make you a fully scripted, wholly customized audio as personalized and private as you like. 10 plus minutes, the whole shebang. While we're on the topic, announcement number 4. People have been asking if I can do custom audios for them without having to sign up for Patreon. Commissions, basically. After some consideration, yes you can. You can donate via fan funding here on my YouTube channel, the blue button on the right on my channel page. $15 gets you a short custom audio we were talking about. It's about 2 to 3 minutes. And $50 gets you the fully scripted, personalized audio we were talking about. It sounds like a lot, I know, but they both take a lot of hours to work on, I assure you. And it's important that we artists of any format properly value our time spent, no? Question number 5. I will be attaching a link to a new document. Announcement number 5. Oh my god. We're about 40 minutes in. I'm getting so scrambled. Alright, announcement number 5. I will be attaching a link to a new document to all of my videos moving forward. And the document is CardlinAudio's Script Idea Bounty Board. I get tons of amazing script ideas from you lovely folk all the time, and I just don't have the time to write them all out. As you've seen many times in the past, however, I do listener-written scripts, and they perform exceedingly well. So I've compiled my favorite script ideas from you all and put them on this bounty board. If you're itching to write and just don't know what to do, you can look there. You can share the script with me so I can do it. You can keep it to yourself. You can give it to someone else. I don't mind. Though I do ask that if an audio gets recorded that you link me. That way the person who wrote the idea can find it on the list and hear their fantasy come to life. Win-win, right? I think 5 announcements is good enough for one video, don't you? Let's go ahead and close this up. As my time becomes harder to find and this dream becomes more difficult to hold on to, the people who support me and become all the more important when it comes to making this channel stay alive just become that much more meaningful to me. With that in mind, I want to send a very huge, extra big thanks to my Patreon patrons. A big thank you to Andrea M, Jasmine M, Rebecca T, Carly, Shay B, Rebecca M, Alyssa G, Destiny E, Jennifer M, Liliana M, Andrea T, Raina, Jessie Z, Kelsey K, and Barbara. Teamwork makes the dream work, and you all are making this dream shine through the darkness right now. To everyone else, these numbers just keep growing. The messages and the love and the support just keep getting warmer, and as difficult as it is getting to make these audios, the more rewarding you all make it. Your comments, your messages, these questions, everything in all of it, I appreciate them so much. Thank you all so very much for finding me, for staying with me, and for spreading the word. Please continue to do so, and let's see if we can't hit 10K in 2016, huh? That would be pretty awesome. Alright, it's been about an hour or so now, so let's go ahead and close this one up. 5,000 subscribers, man. Who would have thought we'd make it? I was positive that after I removed the ASMR tags in the title, it would have meant I'd slow down dramatically, but things only keep getting more and more hype each day. Thank you all so much for being here, for putting up with my sometimes shoddy schedule, and for being a part of this rich, vibrant, and deliciously quirky community we're making together. If you have I strongly suggest following me on Tumblr and Twitter and on Facebook. They're a lot of fun, and I've had a really good time reaching out to all of you there. Links are in the description below. As always, be good to each other and everyone out there, my cardigans. Stay up, stay positive, and thank you for all the opportunity to be a part of your life, even in this weird and exciting way. Cheers!